number 36. Woohoo! You guys have gone pretty far away. Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about how to perform. So I'm going to show you mental techniques and physical techniques for doing a good performance, and what do you need to do before you go into a performance, and what should you do once you're done performing. Alright, so before you are going to actually perform, what you need to do before you go. So here's sort of a checklist. Now, when you go to perform, you want to make sure that the piece is very secure, very strong. Now, it should feel like that. You can tell a piece is secure if you can play it like when your hands are cold, when you just got in a fight with someone, like a verbal fight, not like boom, 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 I have a broken arm, oh, I can still play the piece. Not like that. I mean, if you could do that, that'd be pretty intense, but I mean, you don't have to go breaking your arm to test to see whether the piece is solid or not. Anyway, you could try it just after you wake up, or with a little sleep, or when you're really hungry, stuff like that. When you can play the piece pretty well in those circumstances, then you know it's very solid. Okay, so that's preparation, sort of. That's sort of knowing that it's solid. Now, how do you get it solid? You have to go through various stages, learning the piece, memorizing it, playing with all the articulations and polishing it. Generally, you're probably not going to want to perform a piece unless you've practiced the piece for like about a month, 2 months, 3 months-ish, depending on what grade level this is at, and also what skill level you're at. Like if you are like a concert pianist and you have to play like a beginner piece, you could probably perform it immediately, like you could just perform it on the spot. But if you just started piano and you want to perform like a grade 10 piece or a pretty high senior level piece, you're going to need more time and more preparation to be able to pull off a good performance. So try to take those things into account. Don't rush a performance, but you can do things to practice perform. Some of the things you can use to prepare are, you can get a video camera and record yourselves like I'm doing right now. Except this isn't a practice performance or anything. But sometimes I do that when I'm about to go and perform something. I just record a rough draft or whatever. Now, another thing that helps is getting like your family to listen to you, because families can usually, sometimes it's easier to play for the family than it is for like a group of people that you don't know, especially if it's a big performance. So that's something good. Or a close friend, you could do that. You can record yourself with a mic, stuff like that will help. Now, before you go in there, part of memorizing is you want to get memory spots, okay? Now, memory spots, I think I've showed you guys about this before, but there's basically 4 kinds of memory. There is a tactile memory, so that's how it feels on you with the keys with your fingers. And there's oral memory, so it's like how it's hearing it, right? It's like, oh, that was a wrong note in there. That would be oral. Then there's also, what was the other one? Visual. So that's like when you can see the music score in your mind, or you can see how your fingers should go. Tactile actually would be like the shape of chords, the leaps in between. It's all movements with your body. Whereas visual is like what you see, okay? And then oral is how it sounds, or if the rest was off or whatever like that. And then the very last form of memorizing is, the last one is called analytical. There we go. It almost slipped out of my mind there. It's really hot right now. I've got these big lights, it's summer, and I've got a jacket on. Should probably take it off, but yeah, I don't know, I've kind of worn it throughout, so I want to keep the consistency going. Okay, anyway, where was I? Okay, so those are the 4 types. Now, analytical is sort of like going, oh, now this section's in G major, and then it modulates to D major here, and then there's a perfect cadence there, and then it goes back to the main theme here. That's analytical. And that can really help because it provides you with landmark sections, and you can break the piece into different sections. So that's really helpful too. Now, memory spots. Memory spots should usually be in key spots. That's why they're called memory spots, I guess. What you do is, I mark a little number, and then I put a circle around it on the score itself, like the music. And like I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I always put 1 right at the very last bar, or like the last second bar, so that well, I'll tell you in a minute, but I put them throughout the piece, and then I write, basically I get a little piece of paper, and I write down a number for each little tiny square of paper, then I fold them up and I put them in like a hat or a jar or something, and then I draw them at random, and then wherever the thing says, then I practice starting from that number. Now the reason I do that is because when you practice starting from different spots like that, ever notice how it's the easiest to start to, it's really easy to know how to start the piece, but it's really hard to pick it up in the middle? Well, that's what we're trying to do here. We're taking that ability to start a piece, but putting it in a whole bunch of different spots. Now, this builds so much security in your piece, it's amazing. It's like having insurance on your house. Think about it like house insurance, right? You never want the house to burn down, but in the event that it does, you want to be covered, right? So burning down the house would be like if you go up there and then you just like, and you just forget everything, and that can be a little bit embarrassing. So that's why we're trying to avoid that. So put memory spots. I suggest about 1 memory spot per line, okay? Or at minimum every second line. Don't do it like every page or whatever. So probably every second line, but if you really want to be secure, do it every line. And then make sure you put one right at the very end. Because what that does is if you put one at the very end, then it's sort of like a little escape hole. So if you know that last memory spot, like say it's memory spot number 17 or 15 or 25 or whatever, then you'll just be like, oh, I just can't finish the piece. So then you just jump to that, and then you can at least come out with a good ending. And then like nothing's worse than having to stop and not being able to remember how it ends. That's just the worst thing ever. I just do not like that at all. So like I did that once. I was in a scholarship competition when I was like 8, and I had only learned the piece like 2 weeks beforehand, because they gave it 2 weeks to all of the 3 of us, because there was 3 people as one of the 3, and then we had to perform it for a panel of judges. And I was just getting my memory down, and I'd been playing the piece, but I was under so much pressure. It was just like I was like crying beforehand and like shaking, and I was just, because there was money up for grabs. So anyway, I got all nervous and whatnot. So I go up, I start playing my piece, and about halfway through, I'm just like crashing under, I'm just dying under the nerves, and then I just, boom, it all goes out of my head, and I didn't have any memory spots, and I had to get up and walk away, not finishing the piece. So that taught me a lesson, and it's never happened since. Which was a long time ago now, like 13 years ago that happened. Anyway, okay, so that is basically the whole point of having memory spots, so you can avoid having to like crawl off the stage if you don't finish it. And what happens, how you use those, is once you know them really well by doing that hat thing every day, then if you have a mistake, say in section 8, then just jump to section 9. It's like memory spot number 9. Just go jump to that and just keep going. Just keep jumping ahead. Never go back. Never go back, always go forward. I hope that's forward for you. Yeah, it is. That should be forward. Okay. So yeah, that is preparation and all that. Now the next part isn't really that's not going to take very long to explain. It's what to wear and how to behave. Now, this all depends on your circumstances. So try to look and observe or find out in advance what kind of an event this is going to be. Is it going to be something more traditional, and like are there tickets being sold? Is there a large audience? What age is your audience? What environment are you playing the piece in? Is it going to be in a church, or is it going to be in a hall, or is it going to be in a garage, or what? So you want to dress for the circumstance, and this might be really obvious to some of you, but I'm doing it for the people that might not have a clue, which hopefully there is no one, but I just want to do that just in case. Anyway, so if it's a garage, just wear jeans and something casual. If it's like a church, I'd probably dress like semi-casual, but semi-dressy too, so maybe like some nice jeans, maybe some like regular pants, but nothing really dressy, and then maybe just like a nice dress shirt, or even like a regular like sports shirt is fine, depending on your age group and everything. If you're just like playing in a church recital, then that's probably fine. If you're the only performer, then you better dress nicer, because all eyes are going to be on you, and you're the center of attention for that whole event. So you must dress nicer. The more people that are playing, like if someone's getting up, if it's like 30 people, then you probably shouldn't dress, like you don't need to dress as much, but if you're like the highlight of the night, so to say, then you should dress more, dressy. I would never dress in a tuxedo or like a dress suit or anything like that unless I'm under, unless I was either at a performance like that involved me being in a hall, or like a performance in an examination situation, or something where I'm in a competition, like very high formality. So in those circumstances I dress very dressy, but not in a way that I'm uncomfortable. So probably, make sure you have shoes that you can feel through the shoe. Because if nothing's worse than going up and trying to pedal your way through a piece and you can't feel the pedal. So try to get rubber insoles, not wooden planks or whatever like that. So something where you can feel the pedal, something thin. Dress in a comfortable way, and then try to hold yourself, nice posture, stand up straight, move slowly and smoothly, not quick and rigid. Not like, okay, well, I'm going to play like this. Not like that. You want to just kind of just be like, okay, so today I'm going to be playing blah dee blah blah blah. Enjoy. And then you play. Okay, so that's pretty much the next thing sort of has to do with what I just said, but it's a little bit different topic. Now, what I want you guys to do is think of these words when you're actually like going up to perform. Think of this: command attention, command attention, command attention, like that. So what you're going to do, you're going to sit up nice and straight, and you should, like, usually when you're performing it feels like, oh, all these people are watching me, oh, I got to do this really quickly so they don't get mad at me because I suck at playing. Wrong way of thinking. If you're ever rushing, that's really bad. You're better to take your time. You know why? Because if you do, people are going to notice it because it's out of the ordinary. If you take your time and you go up there and you're just like, and then you just like sit at the piano and you just like make sure the thing's just right, and then you're just like you're getting ready to make a masterpiece. You're just like, and then I don't know what you play. I'd just be like. So, and then it's all in the facial expressions too. Like, what you want to do is try to feel the music and let it come right out of you, but at a slow, but here's the key, steady pace. So don't just go and like let all of it go instantaneously. It's like you have this bubbling of emotion and feeling from the piece, and just sort of like think of it as like scuba diving. You go down and you don't, when you take a breath, right? You're not like, and then you're just like, when you go out of the water, right? You don't just breathe it out right away. You just breathe it out slowly. So that's what you want to do here. Take a deep breath. That's what this whole thing is. It's just gathering emotion and feeling, gathering, and then you're going to put it out when you play. So taking your time to start is extremely important, very, very important. Before you start, pull everything that you need to and try to just get into the character of the piece. Like, think about the piece, start feeling the emotion, and when you feel so overwhelmed with emotion that you just have to start playing, then you know you're ready to start. Okay? When you get to that point. Now that will help you playing with heart. And try to do everything smoothly and purposefully. Don't ever do anything that has no purpose. Okay? Do everything in a way that makes it look like you meant to do that. You're always doing what you mean to do, and you don't do anything for no reason. And you don't ever do anything really like jerky unless that's what the piece requires. Like if you have to go, then I guess you would have to do that, but try to make it look as smooth as possible. Okay, now say you're having trouble just going up there and doing that because you're so nervous. What are you going to do? Nervousness. What are you going to do about nervousness? Well, it took me a while to realize this, but I remember an examiner once told me that if you're nervous, you should be happy. And I was like, what? Why? that's bad. Nervousness makes my hands shake and my knees shake, and I get all palm sweaty, and my hands get sticky and clammy and cold, and I can't move and I can't think, and it's horrible. And my stomach feels like I'm going to be sick and everything like that. Like, that's what nervous feels like to me. So she told me that I should be happy about it. And she said that when you're nervous, your emotions are heightened. You're emotionally up, and you need emotion to play the piano. So if you're nervous, you've got an advantage over the other people that aren't nervous, because they have to make up that emotion themselves, and they have to create it artificially where you already have it naturally. Now all you have to do is you just take the emotion you have and you put it in a different way. Now she didn't explain that to me, I just sort of figured it out after a while. What you actually want to do is you have your nervous energy, right? Like you just, and instead of thinking, it's actually all a thought. You have all these emotions, and you start to feel nervous. Sometimes I'll just sit at a performance now and I'll start to feel nervous. And I'm not trying to get nervous or trying not to get nervous. I don't try either way. And then I just usually start feeling a little bit antsy. And that's the feeling where I either have a choice to go this way or that way. Like I can either go to the nervous side or not nervous, but like pumped up. Now how I change that is all by one thought. If I think, oh no, things are going to go badly, I'm going to go up there, I don't know my peaceful, things are going to fall apart, it's just going to sound awful, people aren't going to like it, they're going to laugh at me, blah 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 blah, why am I doing this, I just want to get it over with, I'm going to suck it up, I'm going to forget stuff, those kind of thoughts. That makes you feel nervous and that really freaks you out. Now, here's the other side. I never really knew how to do this, because I would say, okay, well I'll just think, oh well it doesn't matter, or whatever, but then what that does is take away the emotion. So what I do is instead of even saying, oh it's going to go really well, like I still think that, but the thing I think the most is I'm like, oh this is so cool, I'm having this awesome feeling. And then I think, oh people pay money and they go to a show, like a movie, or roller coasters, I don't know why this is a roller coaster. Woohoo, roller coaster time. But they go on all these different things. They skydive, you know, the people that are crazy do that. I actually want to do that. I was going to do that last summer, but I didn't do it because they were booked. Like I called and then it didn't work out for some reason. Like they called me like the day before and they're like, hey, do you want to skydive now? And I'm like, I was on the waiting list like 3 months ago and you guys never called me back, and I already spent my money for it because it's like $400. Anyway, but yeah. So anyway, people go on all these crazy adventures trying to get an emotion or a rush, right? Or that just made me think of cocaine or something, a rush, just like, yeah, that was a rush. And then, you know, how much money was that? So think of, I haven't actually done any of that, so probably did a really poor impression, and I'm probably sure the rush lasts longer than that, but whatever. They go on all these things trying to get a rush that they have to pay for. Now what if you could go out and get it for free? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, I'm getting this crazy feeling like I'd be on a roller coaster or I'm on a theme park or something, and I just feel like really crazy. And then I'm like, oh, this is such a cool feeling. And as soon as I think that, I'm like, boom! And I just start feeling really pumped up and really good. And I'm just like, yes! And then usually a big huge smile on my face goes, and I'm like, this is gonna be awesome! Oh, I'm gonna rock out and everything's gonna go sweet. And those are just byproducts of that thought that this is cool. Cool, huh? So just keep thinking about how awesome it is that you're getting to perform. And like, don't fear anything. Don't worry about it. Like, what's the worst that could possibly happen to you if you performed? Well, they could take you and put you in a guillotine. No, they're not gonna do that. The worst thing happens is that they'll clap because it's rude not to clap. Right? No one would clap even if you did a really bad job. I mean, people will still clap. That's what I mean. Even if you do a really bad job, people will clap. But the thing is, you'll know that it's not sincere. But that's the only thing. That's the worst that can possibly happen, is people clap and you know it's not sincere. That's it. They don't boo you. They don't laugh at you. They don't cut you up into little tiny pieces and feed them to their gerbils. Maybe in some countries. Well, probably not. I don't know which country would do that, but anyway. Maybe time period. Like if I was playing for some king and he's like, if you don't do a good job, I'm going to cut you up into little pieces and feed you to my dogs. And I'd be like, okay, I'll play. And I try to do the best job I could, but I mean, that would probably freak me out. Anyway, so probably what I do under those circumstances is think about how cool the feeling of being near death is. Yeah. Anyway, I would not like to be in that circumstance, but yeah, so play with, like, enjoy it before you go up. Think of how awesome it is. Like, all the time you're waiting to go up, just be like, yes, 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 and just enjoy it. Like, just smile. Because, I mean, what's the point of doing all this work and all this preparation and everything so you don't enjoy it? Like, what is the point of that, right? So just enjoy it. Have fun. I know people say that all the time, but think about how good it is. Just think, oh, this is such a cool feeling. Woo! Like that. Just go intense at it and you'll have so much more fun. It's just the thoughts that change our feelings, basically. Okay? Alright, and then the very last thing is the bow. So, that's how I'm going to end this video. With a bow.